Joining me now is the team president of the Janesville Jets, Bill McCoshen. And Bill, team year 4 with the team, and first couple of years you learned a few things as being an owner and being involved with stuff with the North American Hockey League. And what things do you carry into this season, the things you learned as an owner from the first couple of years?
Well, obviously we've had some success. We made the playoffs all 3 of the first 3 years, and we're looking to take it to the next level. We're excited about the crop of kids we got here this weekend in Verona, and we're hopeful that we can put a pretty solid team on the ice come Sunday afternoon.
Last year you guys felt that you had a Robertson Cup contender, and it just kind of didn't make it. Very veteran-heavy team. This year it's going to be a lot of new faces.
Yeah, boy, I was trying to go through that, Mike. I think there might be 6 or 7 kids that'll be back from last year's team, which opens up 18, 19 spots. So that's, there should be some great competition here in Verona. We're looking to for kids that are competitive, that are mentally tough, and that want to win and get to the next level.
When you look at the spots that you do have to fill, one of the big ones is Tony Kujava's spot in goaltender. Kuj was fantastic. Year before that, you've had some pretty good goaltenders come through here, and this year that job's wide open.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We had Matt Wichork the first year, David Jacobson, who ended up being NCAA MVP, and then Tony Kujava. So we've been blessed with 3 phenomenal goalies, and obviously we'd like to continue that tradition because winning games starts in the net, and you build out from there. So Larry Clemens, our goalie coach all 3 years. He will be again this year. He does a phenomenal job scouting and recruiting goalies. And more importantly, he develops them. Once we get them, he develops them. And Larry deserves a lot of the credit for the success our 3 former goalies had. So we know with Larry helping us out that whomever we choose, he'll be able to get them to the next level.
Also, with 3 years, you had Dane Lidke as a head coach, and this year it's Joe Dibble. What does Joe bring to the process?
Joe's got experience in the North American Hockey League. If you compare the record, he was in Springfield. If you compare the record between Springfield and the Janesville Jets, it's almost 500. So it's been a great rivalry for us. We love to hate them. They love to hate us. Joe became available at the end of the year. They got a new ownership group in Springfield and decided not to renew his contract. We decided, Coach Lidke and I decided it was time to part ways, and so it was a good opportunity for us. And I like the fact that Joe's been in our league. He's had success in our league. Their team eliminated us from the playoffs this past year, and as you can see, he's a tremendous recruiter. I mean, this is the largest camp we've ever had, and he and assistant coach Jason Dobies get a lot of credit for that.
As this season goes on, you got a very good schedule this year. You got a road trip to Alaska. You got a couple Alaska teams that you're going to see at your home rink.
Yeah.
But no Sunday afternoon games. Don't have to compete against the Packers.
No.
And there's no Wednesday or Thursday night games. Janesville Ice Skating Center renovations coming, and it should be a fun year.
Well, we open up with Fairbanks, who is a perennial powerhouse in our league. They won the Robertson Cup 2 years ago. Almost got to the semifinals this past year down in Frisco, and I'm excited about that. I mean, they have been one of the top organizations in our league for many, many years, and so we'll start with them at home, and then we'll get an opportunity to go up to Alaska. And we also moved back into the North Division where we started. So if you look at the footprint of Division I colleges, there are more D1 colleges in the North Division footprint, plus the Alaska trip for us, than any of our teams have had before. So we're real excited about that. A little further east with Johnstown, Pennsylvania getting in, as well as Jamestown, New York. But that's okay. It exposes our kids to more D1 schools, and we're hopeful that they can take advantage of that opportunity.
Should be interesting to go a little bit east. I mean, these trips east, Bill, aren't hour or two. They are very significant in terms of time together. So you get a team together, they're going to have to bond during that trip.
Well, it's one of the 3 critical factors of success in junior hockey is mental toughness, and you got to get used to getting on a bus on Saturday night after your last game. You could be a little bit beat up, maybe even injured, and you could be on a bus for 12, 13 hours coming home. And some kids, that's not the lifestyle that suits them very well. So we try and choose kids that not only can succeed but can handle the mental aspect of it. And yeah, there's going to be some long road trips. I will say about Dane Lidke and about Joe Dibble, one thing they have in common is they've always had good team bonding, good chemistry on the teams that they have coached, and I think we'll continue that tradition this year.
Talk about the ownership group for the Jets this year. Obviously, it's one of those things where they're excited to get started with season 4 as well.
Well, we had a board meeting on Monday, and Joe Pavelski, one of our owners, plays for the San Jose Sharks. He will be here to meet the kids on Friday afternoon. He's looking forward to it. My other partners, Tobin Ryan, Steve King, David Cullen, Bill Kennedy, Mark Cullen, everybody's excited about the changes we made. We brought in Greg Hanthorne as our business manager. We brought in Joe Dibble as the head coach. We're making some changes on and off the ice, and we're all excited about year number 4. We think this could be the turning point for us.
One of the things you're also involved in is with the Board of Governors with the North American Hockey League. Tell us about that role.
Well, I got elected by my peers, my fellow owners, to be the chairman of the North American Hockey League this year, and I'm excited about that. I think it gives, Janesville an extra seat at the table. Obviously, we've got a voice in NAHL policy and expansion and things like that, and I think that's good for our organization. In a nutshell, most of the owners aren't interested in further expansion unless we can go into markets where there are players that we haven't already tapped, and that would probably be out east. There could be a couple more Texas options next year, but I like the direction our league's heading. I think we got a phenomenal commissioner in Mark Frankenfeld. He's been to Janesville a couple different times. Likely will be back there again this year. The executive committee is spectacular. It's Jack Tragus from Fairbanks, Chris Canavati, formerly with Alexandria, now with Brookings, Mo Mantha, who played in the NHL for 18 years. It's Don Stone from Topeka, which is also a perennial powerhouse. It's a great group. The guys are fully engaged, and they're all trying to do the same thing, which is help these young men achieve their goal of getting a Division I scholarship opportunity.